Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Physics with Rishikesh. Today we will discuss about the electric field and electric potential. So first we will start with electric field and then we will understand the concepts of electric potential. So watch the video till the end, then you can ask me questions in the comment section. So without wasting any time, let's start the video and share with your friends, subscribe my channel. First of all, electric field. A positive or negative charge is said to create its own field around itself. Suppose there is an isolated positive charge or isolated negative charge, whatever it may be, then an electric field is said to be created around itself. Okay? What is electric field? Now, in this electric field, if we put another positive or negative charge, force will be acted on this positive or negative charge. If this charge is positive and we bring a positive charge, then they will repel each other, and this charge is positive and we bring a negative charge, they will attract each other. Now, the electric field, what is the definition of electric field? The electric field at any point is defined as the force experienced by a unit positive charge placed at that electric field. Okay. According to Coulomb's law, we know the force is given by K into Q1, Q2 by R square, where Q1 and Q2 are the charges of the 2-point charge and R is the distance of separation between them. Now, according to electric field, the next charge, that is Q2, is unit positive charge. So this is 1. So we can write F will be equal to K into Q by R square for one charge. Suppose this is the charge Q and we place a unit positive charge at this place at a distance R. Okay, so this will be the electric field. Clear? But in air, K equal to 1, we know it from the previous class. In air, K equal to 1, so the value of E equal to Q by R square. So E is inversely proportional to R square. Now, if we put a curve between E and R, this is E and this is R, then what will be the nature of the curve? The curve will be a rectangular hyperbola. We know the equation of various curved lines. That is, let's start with a straight line. What is the equation of a straight line? The general equation of a straight line is given by y equal to mx plus c. If the straight line passes through the origin, then y will be equal to mx if the straight line passes through origin. Now, what is the equation of an ellipse? The equation of an ellipse is x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Because we know for ellipse, this is the diagram of an ellipse. It has two radii. One is semi-major axis. This is the semi-major axis A, and this is the semi-minor axis B. Okay, so this is the equation of an ellipse. If the semi-major axis and the semi-minor axis are equal, that is, if A equal to B, then in that case we will get a circle. So x square plus y square will be equal to a square. This is the equation of a circle. Okay, now parabola. What is the general equation of a parabola? The general equation of a parabola is given by y square equal to 4ax. You can see the power in the left hand side of the equation is 2 and the power of the variable in the right hand side of the equation is 1. So this is an equation of parabola, and what will be its diagram? Its diagram will be like this. If the equation is y square equal to minus 4ax, then it will be like this. if the equation of the parabola is x square equal to 4ay, then the diagram will be like this. This will touch each other. And if x square equal to minus 4ay, then this will be like this. So these all are the equation of a parabola. Okay, now what is the general equation of a hyperbola? We know the general equation of an ellipse is given by x square by a square, x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. This is the general formula of an ellipse. Now for the hyperbola, this positive side will be negative. This is the equation of a hyperbola. So let's see what is its nature. The diagram will be like this. This is the diagram of this hyperbola, and if the equation of the hyperbola is y square by a square minus x square by b square equal to 1, then its nature will be like this. Is it clear? This is all about the equations and diagram of various curved lines. Okay, now let us see the direction of electric field intensity. The electric field intensity is a vector quantity, so it will have a magnitude as well as a direction. So what is its direction? The electric field intensity is away from a positive charge, and this direction is towards a negative charge. So for a positive charge, the direction of the electric field intensity is always away from the positive charge, and for a negative charge, the direction of the electric field intensity is always in the along the negative charge, or in the direction of the negative charge. Now what is its SI unit and dimension? The SI unit of electric field intensity is Newton per Coulomb. Newton per Coulomb or volt per meter. This is the SI unit, and the CGS unit is given by dyne per stat coulomb. Dyne per stat coulomb. So the SI unit is Newton per Coulomb or volt per meter, and the CGS unit is dyne per stat coulomb. Let us see its dimension. E equal to force by charge. E equal to force by charge. Because from the definition, the electric field at any point is the force experienced by a unit positive charge placed at that point. So force per charge. Now the dimension of force is ml t to the power minus 2, and charge is a t. So it will be ml a inverse t to the power minus 2. Is it clear to all? Now move on to the next part. Our next point is superposition of electric fields. The resultant electric field intensity at any point due to various electric fields is the vector sum of that electric fields. This is the resultant electric field intensity, which is the vector sum of the various electric field intensity acting at that point. Okay, and so on. E equal to E1 plus E2 plus E3 and so on. Now let us discuss about the electric potential. What is the definition of electric potential? The electric potential at any point is defined as the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to the set point. Okay, it is denoted by V, where V is expressed as W by Q0. The SI unit of electric potential is joule per coulomb or volt. This is volt. Joule per coulomb and volt are equal. This is the SI unit, and the CGS unit is stat volt. Okay, or you can say ESU. 1 volt is equal to 1 by 300 stat volt. This is the relation between 1 volt and stat volt. Now, what will be the dimension of electric potential? You can see from here, the electric potential at any point is given by the amount of work done on bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to the set point. That is work done by charge. So, the dimension of electric potential will be the dimension of work done, that is m L square T to the power minus 2 divided by AT. AT is the dimension of charge. So it will be m L square A inverse T to the power minus 3. Clear? This is the dimension of electric potential. Next point. Potential at a point in the field of a point charge. You have to calculate the potential, electric potential at a particular point. Suppose a unit positive charge plus Q is placed at a point A. We have to find the electric potential at a point P, which is at a distance R from A. At P, we have to calculate the electric potential. Okay. Now consider another point. This is P1 and the distance of A and P1 is R plus dr, where dr is very small, infinitesimally small, so the distance between P and P1 is dr. Now the electric field intensity at the point P due to the plus Q charge is given by F equal to Q by R square. The work done in bringing a unit positive charge from P1 to P will be equal to, work done will be equal to force on the charged particle, unit charged particle into the displacement. Force into displacement. Now the force is given by Q by R square, Q by R square, and what will be the displacement? This distance is the displacement, that is dr, but with a negative sign. Why the negative sign arises? The negative sign arises because the direction of the electric field intensity and the displacement is just opposite to each other. The plus Q charge is placed at A, so the direction of the unit electric field intensity will be in this direction, and the displacement is from P1 point to P point, so the displacement is in this direction. Okay, so they are basically in opposite to each other, so a negative sign arises. This is the work done on bringing a positive charge from P1 to P. Okay, now what will be the work done on bringing a positive charge, the same positive charge, from infinity to point P? The work done will be then given by the electric potential, that is V, Q by R square minus dr from infinity to R. Now solve it. This is minus Q into infinity to R 1 by R square dr. So this will give minus Q minus 1 by R from infinity to R. So this will be Q by R. So V will be equal to Q by R. Clear? In SI unit, the electric potential V is given by 1 by 4 by epsilon 0 into Q by R. This is in SI unit, and if a dielectric medium is placed, then there will be a term K, where K is the dielectric constant of the medium. Okay. If V equal to Q by R, then what will be the difference of potential, electric potential between 2 points? The electric potential between 2 points is given by VA minus VB 1 by 4 by epsilon 0 into Q into 1 by R1 or RA minus 1 by RB. Our next topic is potential of a system of point charges. Suppose at point P you have to calculate the electric potential due to the charges Q1, Q2, Q3 minus Q4 and so on and Qn. Then what will be the electric potential? Suppose this distance is R1, this distance is R2, this is R3, R4 and so on, and this distance is Rn. Okay, so according to the formula of electric potential, the electric potential is given by V equal to K into Q by R, right? So V1 will be K into Q1 by R1, V2 will be K into Q2 by R2 and so on, and Vn will be K into Qn by Rn. So for all these distinct charges you have to sum over it. So the net electric potential on at this point P will be the summed over K into Qi by Ri, and I runs from 1 to n. This will be the electric potential at P due to all these point charges. Okay, graphical representation of potential. Suppose we have 2 point charges, one is plus Q and the other is minus Q, and the electric potential, suppose they are kept at a distance of R. What will be the nature of the curve V versus R, where V is the electric potential and R is the distance between these 2 point charges. This is the x-axis, this is y-axis, this is minus x-axis or x prime, and this is y prime. Okay, so it will be like this. Clear? The potential will be positive for this positive charge and the potential will be negative for the negative potential, negative charge. So in this point the potential is high, positive charge, and in this point, at this point, the potential is low, negative. What happened if the 2 charges are positive and they are kept at a distance R as before? So the nature of the curve V versus R will be like this. Both are positive charge, so the potential will be positive for both the charges, and there will be no negative or no zero potential between these 2 charges. So it will not touch the x-axis or the r-axis, and this is the high potential point, and at this point the potential is minimum for this case, but it is not zero. Minimum but not zero. Okay, so this is all about electric potential and electric field, the concept of electric potential and electric field. Write this question on your copy. 4 plus 20 SU charges are placed on the 4 corners of a square. The sides of each side of the square is 10 centimeter. Okay. Then the question is, what will be the electric field intensity at the point of intersection of the 2 diagonals? That is, what will be the electric field intensity at this point O? Okay. From this figure, we can evaluate the value of AC. What will be the length of AC? This is 10 centimeter, this is 10 centimeter. So applying Pythagoras theorem, AC will be AB square plus BC square root. So this will be 100 plus 100 centimeter. So this will be 10 root 2 centimeter. So we know for a square, this middle point of this intersection point of the 2 diagonals are equidistant from all the 4 corners. So AO equal to OC equal to BO equal to OD will be AO equal to OC equal to BO equal to OD will be 5 root 2 centimeter. Clear? Now the electric field intensity at O due to the charge placed at A will be given by EA equal to 20 divided by 5 root 2 square dyne per ESU. But I told you that the electric field intensity is a vector quantity and the direction of electric field intensity is always away from the positive charge. So it will be in the OC direction, along OC. Okay. Now this is EA and EC, that is the electric field intensity at point O due to the charge placed at C is given by 20 divided by 5 root 2 whole square dyne per ESU, and it will be along OA. So you can see that the electric field intensity at O due to these two charges are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, so they will cancel each other. Similar case is for the electric field intensity at O due to the point charges placed at B and D. They will also equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, so they will also cancel each other. So the net electric field intensity at the point O will be 0. If you have any question, any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. So this is all about electric field and potential. In the next video we will solve various questions, various previous year questions from this chapter, from this topic. So thank you for watching this video. If you like, please hit the like button, share with your friends and subscribe my channel. Thank you.